Philip Lee about an hour ago, and he says there's no way that the Liberal Democrats would ever support this kind of deal. But if you're so adamant that no deal is such a terrible idea, surely it's incumbent on you to at least give consideration to supporting this deal.
Well, the Liberal Democrats firmly believe that there is no Brexit deal that will benefit the UK and particularly our economy. And you mentioned no deal there. Well, the deal that Boris Johnson has secured in principle is basically no deal in all but name in terms of the economic consequences.
It absolutely is not. That is an absolute lie.
In terms of the economic consequences, it is, because we will still have massive disruption to our trade and to transportation.
No, we won't. How do you work that out?
Look, there's been analysis by the UK in A Changing Europe of the shape of this deal already, and the analysis shows that the impact to our public finances could be up to £49 billion a year, and that means less money for our schools, for our hospitals, for the police. This is damaging for the UK.
How will our transport be disrupted by this deal?
Look, we're still looking at customs borders here.
No, we're not.
Boris Johnson said that no Conservative government could countenance having a border down the Irish Sea, but that's exactly what he has put forward.
How will transport be affected by this deal?
There will still be disruption because because you'll still have lorries queuing up potentially.
How? I mean, this is ludicrous. I mean, you're deputy leader of the Liberal Democrats. Yeah. You ought to know that under this deal, there will be no disruption at Dover and Calais at all.
Well, I've spoken to colleagues in the European Parliament from other European countries who say that, yes, there will be disruption.
But how? You just accept their word, do you? You don't actually ask for the detail of how that would be?
Well, the point is, we may not feel the impact immediately.
No, the point is that you have indulged in scaremongering by trying to maintain that there will be transport disruption when you have no evidence for that whatsoever.
There is still going to be a border for Northern Ireland, even if it isn't on the island of Ireland. That is a form of disruption because you're taking us out of the customs union.
Well, Northern Ireland is staying in the customs union.
Well, yeah.
So why should there be any disruption to trade to Northern Ireland then?
Because you're removing the freedom of access that there is at the moment.
No, you're not. Because Northern Ireland is staying in the customs union, so that there is no...
A version of it, but the details haven't been worked out, and it's not clear.
They're staying in the single market and the customs union. I'm very surprised you don't know that.
They're not staying in the single market, actually.
Yes, they are, actually.
No, that it's a version of the EU customs union, but Boris Johnson is calling it a UK customs union, so it's actually not clear what the ramifications of that would be.
Well, the ramifications are that Northern Ireland is effectively in both, so that when we make trade agreements with other countries, Northern Ireland will be included in them, which would not have been the case under Theresa May's deal.
But you can't be half in, half out, and this is the problem with this lack of clarity. I mean,
I suggest that after we finish this interview, you go and read the actual agreement, because you clearly haven't done so. Otherwise, you would have been able to answer these questions.
Well,